Oh, it's wonky. Oh, crap. Right, let's see if it's not too early for everyone. It's Sunday morning. What is wrong with my phone? Okay, there we go. I think that's straight. Alright, I've come on a bit early. Oh, hello, one person. I've come on a bit early to see if this is working. Is the lighting okay? Is the sound okay? It says the stream is good. Hopefully that's a good thing. Yes. Let's just wait a moment while people appear. I'm just going to get a drink. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Who are the 2 people that are on here? Say hello in the chat. 3 people, hello. Happy Sunday. At least I think it's Sunday. It is. I should really do an Instagram thing to say that there's a live stream. I don't know what's going on with the lighting. Never mind. Well, we've got people talking. Hello, everyone. Christopher Carp. Hey, man. Hope you're enjoying my beautiful Mexico. Yes, I am enjoying my beautiful Mexico. Your beautiful Mexico. Yeah, awesome. What was I going to say? Yes, I'm back in Mexico City now. Ignore that. That's my Airbnb host's punch bag. Daniel, I want a beer too. I drank a bottle of tequila. What, just now? You just drunk a bottle of tequila? It's a bit early. It's Sunday morning. I'm drinking water. This is not vodka, by the way. Kellen, hello from Texas. Where in Texas are you? I often see lots of people from Texas. One of my patrons is from Texas. What are you all doing today on this lovely Sunday morning? It is a bit early. I'm a bit half asleep. Oh, Austin. Awesome. The Formula 1 is in Austin in 2 weeks, is it? Yeah, it's the week before the Mexican Grand Prix. Awesome. Yes. Yes. It is. Oh, Daniel, you're still a bit drunk. Not good. I had, when I was in Guanajuato last week, I had pulque for the first time at a pulqueria. And mezcal, tequila, wine. It wasn't good. You know when you when you drink alone and you don't feel drunk at all until the moment you're walking home and you literally die? That was me. Yes, it wasn't good. I think that was that the day? Oh no, that was the day I went from Guanajuato to wherever I went after that, back to Mexico City. It wasn't good. What was the occasion, Daniel? What were you doing last night? Eduardo, you said you were going back to England. Are you coming back? Are you in England? I will be, yeah. So next month. So basically on the 18th of November, I will be back in the UK. But only for about 6 weeks, basically until just after Christmas. So my only reason for going to oh, Dallas. Hello, Dallas. I love Dallas. My only reason for going back to the UK is to get a visa for Russia. So I'm going to Russia early next year. It takes a lot of time, and because of Christmas, I'm not sure how long it's going to take. So I'm getting back there early so I can get. I have sufficient time to get the visa for Russia. 8 people. Hello. If you've just joined, welcome. Happy Sunday. I hope you're all having a lovely weekend. Okay. Right, my chat thing is taking ages to update. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I'll be back in England in 6 weeks. I will be leaving Mexico on the 15th of November, but I'm not going to tell anyone. I think I mentioned before where I'm going. It's only for 3 days, but I'm not going to mention it. I'm going to leave it as a surprise. So that'll be cool. Yeah, back in the UK, I'm going to be staying with a friend of mine just outside of London, because basically it's free accommodation. And then I will be... can I box? Yeah, then I'm going down to my mother's house just before Christmas. So you'll see my family life at Christmas. That'll be fun. Okay, right, Daniel. What's happened what's happened to my yesterday on my Uncle Jose's best party? Oh, you're in LA. Awesome. You got wasted on a Saturday night. Awesome. Christopher is also in LA. Everyone's in LA today, and Dallas and Austin. Can I box? No, I can't. That belongs to my Airbnb host, who is currently in... where is she? She's in Europe. Right. Canelo? Who's that? Is that a boxer? I don't know boxing. I'm stupid. Eduardo, yes, I will be in Mexico for Dia de los Muertos. Hi, Alan. Happy Sunday. How are you doing? Yeah, realistically, I'll probably be in Mexico City for Dia de los Muertos, because I'm effing exhausted from the last couple of weeks. And plus, there's the Mexico Grand Prix just before that as well. So I really won't have time to go anywhere. So, not that I've booked my tickets for the Grand Prix yet, by the way. I must do that this week. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that. I was reading up about it because it's one thing that in England or anywhere in the world, you don't hear much about because it's just about Halloween. You know, that's it. But I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I might be going out with some friends of mine over those couple of days. So that'll be cool. What are you doing for Dia de los Muertos? What are some things that you do traditionally? You know, I want to dress up. I want to put face paint on. I want to look like a skeleton. Yeah, is there any particular food that is eaten? That kind of thing. I could put in a video. That would be great. And yeah, by the way, today I wanted to just talk about the last couple of weeks. So I've been in Guadalajara, Tlaquepaque, Guanajuato, Puebla and Atlixco, which was yesterday. That video hasn't been edited yet. That's going to probably happen maybe today if I get time. Yesterday I had the best day. You'll see why in the video. You might, if you're on my Instagram, you would have seen why already. It's to do with volcanoes. I'm a volcano geek. Yeah, so check out my Instagram and you will see. What is wrong with the lighting? What a nightmare. Yes, Alan, happy Sunday. I'm just waking up. Well, I'm not actually, it's a lie. I was up at 7 a.m. because I had an English lesson at 8 o'clock. So I thought I should do this now, mate. Awesome. I speak English like a Mexican, but I wish I could talk like you. I'm the opposite. I wish I could speak Spanish like a Mexican, but I can't. It's imposible. Is that a word? I don't know. Oh no, you really don't want my accent. It's awful. Typical London accent, which a lot of Americans think that is fake. But it's not fake. It's real. People do not speak like Harry Potter in England. Maybe the Queen does, but that's about it. Happy Sunday, everyone. Hello, Sal. Greetings from Chicago. How's Chicago today? I'll give you a clue. The place I'm going to in November is in America, in the United States. On my way back to the UK. 15 people now. Hello. If you're just joining, where are you from? What are you up to today? Etc. And I'm talking about the last couple of weeks of travel, basically. What were your views on the places I've been to? Guadalajara, Guanajuato, Tlaquepaque, Puebla and Atlixco. I can't say that. And also, just to talk about some of the things. So I'm in Mexico City now until mid-November. I'm not going anywhere except Taxco, or whatever it's called. as per the last live stream where people voted. Yeah, so what do you want to see from Mexico City over the next, 5 weeks maybe? This week I'm going to Santa Fe. I promise you, cross my heart and hope to jump off a cliff, because I've been saying I've been wanting to do that video for so long. So it's been the most requested video of literally all time, Santa Fe. So that will be on, I'll probably go there on Wednesday. It'll probably be edited by Thursday, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, but what else do you want to see? Any food videos? I've done lots of food in the last couple of weeks. There's more food in the next video from Atlixco, which was awesome. Mole poblano, etc. Okay, pan de muerto. Do you mean bread of the dead? I don't know. Eduardo, in New York, possibly. It might be New York. I'm not giving anything away. It might be Las Vegas. It might be Chicago. Who knows? I haven't actually booked anything yet, but it will be happening, because basically, and I'm not going to give you any more clues. But all you need to know is that I'll be back in London in November. Hello, Matthew Tasker, peekaboo, just popping in quickly. I saw you in Brighton. Awesome. How is sunny Brighton, or is it sunny? Is it awful? And can you believe Primera Air have gone bust? I couldn't believe it. I was going to fly with them back to the UK. I won't be anymore, that's for sure. Okay, Alan, Pan de Muerto and the Ofrendas, tributes people make to the dead. Yeah, I saw, and there's isn't there a bit about like dead children, tributes to dead children as well? I've heard that Morelia is good for Day of the Dead, but I'm not going there. I'm staying in Mexico City. So, you know, is there anything like a bit like Independence Day in terms of the Zocalo Central Square? I hear Coyoacan again is a possible area. Why is the lighting? Oh, the lighting's better. Oh, let me move 1 second. Okay, my laptop is broken, so I have to put my shower gel behind the screen to stop it falling over. I really need a new laptop. It's been a long time. Let me catch up with this. Hi, Checo. Or are you Sergio? I have a friend called Sergio. He's also called Checo. A bit like Sergio Perez, Alan. Mexican Formula 1 driver, who, by the way, I will be supporting in a couple of weeks. I was right about the bread. Okay. Oh, okay. I will look out for that. I love bakeries in Mexico. They are absolutely splendid. And also the donut places in Mexico City. I love the donuts. Batsu, hello from Hidalgo. Awesome. You're not very far away from me. Daniel, I like the mole video. Yes, that's probably good food for you to eat when you're drunk, after too much tequila. The only thing I'd say about it, though, I think I said it in the video, there wasn't a lot of meat on it. I don't like chicken with bones. Someone is just commenting on a Facebook post. Go away. Yeah, there was it was like a chicken leg in it, so there just wasn't enough chicken on it. But it was still good. The mole was fantastic. I just mopped it up with the bread, which was beautiful. Yeah, I need to find somewhere in Mexico City that does, what's it called? Mole poblano. Also pulque. I understand there's a few pulquerias in Mexico City. Matthew, if you're still there, are you still thinking of coming to Mexico City, or is that completely scrapped? Because you've got Cape Town and all that coming, haven't you? Okay. Yes, is bread. I've done that bit. Have you been into the Mexican wrestling lucha libre? No, I haven't. I don't know anything about that. I might need to research that. Is that in Mexico City? I don't know. Yes, all Sergios, we call them Checo. Yes, my friend from Puebla, who unfortunately I only managed to see once, has that name. Yes. Okay, okay. Manuel, hello. In Mexico, 1st and 2nd of November celebrations are for children and adults respectively. Yes. So I'm looking forward to dressing up. I don't know if Matthew's still there anymore, Alan. He said he was just popping in. He's busy in Brighton. Yeah, Batsu, I've heard about, someone told me Morelia, but I think a lot of, I think I've probably left it too late to book somewhere to stay, but to be honest, after the last couple of weeks, I'm exhausted. I don't want to go anywhere else. I'd rather just focus on Mexico City now. So let's see what happens. And obviously because of the Formula One as well, I will be busy with that over that weekend as well. So I understand there's some kind of parade in Mexico City on the Saturday, but I will be at the Formula One that day, so I can't be in two places at once, unfortunately. Yeah. Is anyone going to the Formula One in a couple of weeks? That would be cool. It would be great to meet up. I said this last time, but I don't think anyone's going. I thought Mexico was really passionate about Formula One. Why don't I go to your city Ensenada, Baja California? At this point, I just haven't got time. Because I've got this month, basically October, I've got kind of a working month, because I need to make some money for travels coming early next year. I will be doing loads of videos from Mexico City still. That's still not changing, but I'm not really going anywhere. So early November, I'm going to Taxco, for a couple of days. That's really it. That's all that's planned at the moment before I go to my secret location in America, United States. Okay, Batsu, you're telling me lots of places. Santa Fe de la Laguna. All those other places I will have to look up later because I can't pronounce them. Yes. Santa Fe de la Laguna. Where is that, Batsu? I assume you're not talking about the regular Santa Fe in Mexico City. Oh, Alan, you're a nightmare. I will not be able to go to the race. Didn't save the money. It's all good. Well, I actually haven't saved the money either. I really shouldn't be spending that money on that, but I've got to do it. I want to dress up. I want to have a mustache on. I want to have Mexican face paint on my face, supporting Sergio Perez, pretending that I'm Mexican. Because I really don't like Lewis Hamilton. Renteria R, hello. Did you solve the lodging problem in Guanajuato? Yes, I did. That was hilarious. Yeah, so what happened? Oh, I basically, at the end of that video, I found a hotel. Literally, as I finished that video, I found somewhere else in Guanajuato, which was much better. It wasn't up the hills. It was kind of a bit central, a bit of a walk out of central. But I found it perfectly, no problem. And it was really nice. I did only have a single bed though, but never mind. Yeah, Guanajuato, lodging problem, big problem. So many people I spoke to, so I couldn't find their accommodation, and which is no surprise because a lot of them are up the hills. It's too early on Sunday. What? It's like 10:30. You madman. Pat's, I can't say it, sorry, those two places are Pueblos Magicos. Okay. Right, 1 hour from Morelia. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, we'll see what happens. That video seemed catastrophic. That was the point. So one thing about that video that people, a lot of my videos have hidden meanings, okay, that so many people just don't grasp. That video was not about Guanajuato, which I said in a comment to someone. It was about the journey and sometimes getting buses everywhere and traveling frequently is frustrating, and it has effect on your mental health, which I'm doing a video about this week. It's a massive video, which that video will be referenced in it because I was up, down, but I'll talk about that in that video, in terms of my anger and emotional issues. So yeah, that's the thing. So as I said before, this channel is not just about the location, it's about me and the journey. Oh, my washing machine has just stopped. I will have clean clothes again. Yeah, catastrophic. Sometimes travel is catastrophic. Sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes it's a disaster. Believe me, if you think that's catastrophic, I could tell you a million stories about the past. Including one time, what was it? I've been in a couple of places that burnt down. I was in a hostel that burnt down. I was in a club that burnt down in Thailand. And just in general, bus trips, plane trips, disaster. Am I still in Puebla? No. I came back yesterday. So I was in... you'll see in the video, well, if you see my Instagram, you'll see the behind the scenes from yesterday. So I started the day in Puebla. I went to Atlixco for the day. Came back about 5 o'clock. Went back to Mexico City, where I am now. I got back about 9:30 last night. And I got a bit sunburned yesterday. Well, you can't really see in this light. Oh, yes, you can. Climbing up the hill in Atlixco. So yeah, I'm back here. Have I been to, is it Xochimilco? I can never say that. No, I haven't. Potentially that might be something that I do a video about. I think it's been done though, in terms of YouTube. Jacob, no, I didn't see any question from you. I'm just scrolling backwards. Nothing. What was your question? Yes. Let me know. Alan, okay, I was hoping Hamilton would win the championship in Mexico, but it seems he's going to win it in Austin. Yeah, I think so. Vettel just threw the championship totally. Disaster for Vettel. He's had an awful year. Do I plan on returning to Japan? Yes, believe it or not, this channel is not just about Mexico. Oh my God. Shocker. Yes, but I don't know when. The problem is, and I think I talked about this when I was in Japan the last time, was that it's when I don't earn enough to sustain myself in Japan for a long period. I can do that in Mexico, but it's difficult to find a way of doing it for a long period. I did a work away the last time. I don't know if I would do that again. Daniel, how long have I been traveling? Almost 2 years. 2 years next month. I'll come on to that in a sec. So yeah, would I do a work away in Japan again? I don't think I would, because it was a great experience, but it was too much. Because I was doing YouTube, I was doing English lessons, and I was doing a work away at the same time, and it destroyed me. Yes, I'm British. Yes, from London. Yeah, so I would like to go back to Japan because it was similar to Mexico. I spent 5 months in Japan last year over the course of 3 trips. By the time I leave Mexico next month, 5 months in Mexico this year. So Mexico is kind of this year's Japan, if you know what I mean. Next year, I think I said before, if you haven't seen it before on another live stream or anything, early next year I will be in the Baltics, so Lithuania, Latvia and Estonia, which I haven't told anyone yet. That'll be about a month, maybe a month and a half, because Riga in Latvia is totally awesome. Colourful buildings, architecture, and it's great for someone who's working online. I'm then heading to Russia only for a couple of weeks. India for then about 6 weeks. After that, I'm not sure. I might go back to Japan. I might go to the Philippines, because India and the Philippines are 2 audiences that are very that have always been quite high up on my percentages of views, if you know what I mean. Plus, I've always wanted to go to India. Hi, kids. Daniel's kids. Tell off your drunken father for drinking too much tequila last night. Yeah, Jacob, have you been to Japan? Are you going back to Japan? I would love to go up north, Hokkaido, or down south, Okinawa. Yes. Manuel has just told everyone the amazingness of yesterday, which will be featured in the video, right at the end of the video from Atlixco. Basically, Papa Catapetal and is Taxi I can't say it. Is Taxi Watal. I walked all the way up this mountain yesterday, hill, to see Papa Catapetal, but it was too cloudy. Again, just like the time I went to Is Taxi Watal. But on the way back to Mexico City on the bus, I saw it erupting. It was the best moment ever. And I got some really cool photos somehow from a moving bus. Yes. Those are some countries I'm interested in. Lovely. What? Which ones in particular? Latvia, Estonia, Lithuania, Russia, India? I'll need to improve my Russian and I guess Latvian. I don't know what languages they speak there. Yeah, but it'll be good to do something different. And then I think realistically, I think for 6 months next year, I'll be traveling, probably back in Asia. But I'm considering then coming back to Mexico for then the rest of the year. You always go very... Oh, hang on, I'll come back to that. So, yeah, so probably the second half of next year, I will live in Mexico. Have I been to Narnia? You commented on that comment, didn't you, from the Guadalajara video? Yes, I almost went to Narnia that day. You always go very fast in your videos, even in your way of speaking. Yes, I do speak very fast. I do put translations in Spanish. They might not be totally accurate, but click on captions in videos if you're not comfortable with English. Yeah, and yeah, my videos are very fast paced. That's they've always been like that. That's the intention, because I like to try and show as much as possible in one video. People generally don't watch after 10 minutes. They stop watching. My average watch time is about 4.5 minutes for videos. So there really isn't any point doing videos more than 10 minutes because no one will watch them. Yeah, I am very erratic, fast-paced. That's what I'm like. So a lot of people say it's rushed, but it's not rushed. That's just me. And I'm not going to do a video that's 50 minutes long of me walking around talking. Yes, basically. So short videos. Yeah, slightly rushed, slightly quick, but that's life. Yeah, Estonia and Latvia. Yes, there's so much history in those countries, and the architecture in Riga is out of this world. A bit like Mexico in terms of the colourfulness, I think. And also, it'll be winter. It'll be January. There will be snow, which is something I haven't really done before, except in Japan. But it wasn't like heavy snow or anything. So I'm going to have to get some warm clothes when I go to those countries. Yeah, and I'll be in Prague on New Year's Eve, by the way. That's the plan. Assuming everything goes well with the Russian visa. If people that are just joining, write in the chat where you're from, what you're up to today on this happy Sunday. Yes. Awesome. So the places that I went in the last couple of weeks, what did everyone think of them? Guadalajara, Guanajuato, Tlaquepaque, which I loved, Puebla, and Atlixco, which I haven't done the video about yet. But yeah, Guadalajara I really liked. So I think I said in the video that it was felt like a smaller version of Mexico City, although it had a lot of similarities to it at the same time. There was, I guess, a tourist aspect. Lots of things to do. Lovely churches, cathedrals, food. A lot of people say that Guadalajara's food isn't great, but actually it was all right. There was that big market. Some people said that I shouldn't have gone there because it was the food's crap there, but actually I thought it was all right. Yeah, so that was Guadalajara. I wish I could have been there longer because I really liked so I was staying in an area, Americanas and Chapultepec. So there's down that road, there's lots of bars, restaurants. So if you go to Guadalajara, stay in that area because it's really cool in terms of nightlife and social aspect. I really liked it. Hi Liz from Nashville. Oh, of course you were in Mexico City. Yes, we missed each other. I was away. But I'm back now. I got back last night at 9:30. Crazy. We are like ships in the night. Or whatever the saying is. I can't remember. Lol snow. That's fake. It never snows in Mexico. No, I mean in Latvia and Russia. The only problem is that when I'm filming, my stabilizer freezes in cold weather, and that was in Japan when it was like -2. So I can't imagine what will happen with my filming when I get to Russia. Is there snow in London in winter? Yes, but it's intermittent, sporadic. It doesn't happen every year. It's not always heavy. Some years there's nothing. Generally, it doesn't snow at Christmas. It's normally late January, early February. But it's a bit like the summer in the UK. Sometimes it can be nothing. Other times it can be crazy hot. So the winter it can be either nothing or like avalanche in Antarctica, which was last winter. I wasn't there obviously, but it was extremely heavy snow last year. But it's nowhere near as cold as somewhere like Russia. And just back to the point before from Daniel. Yes, I've been traveling for almost 2 years. So if anyone's new, I started off in like the Middle East, and then I went to Asia, Southeast Asia, up to Japan, back to Southeast Asia, Australia, then I went to America. Where did I go then? Back to Asia again and Japan, Korea, China, Kyrgyzstan, a little bit of Europe. I was in London actually this time last year I was in London for about 3 weeks, which is when I did my TEFL to teach English online. Then I left again, end of October, back to Asia, Japan. Where else did I go this year? Thailand, then Mexico happened. But the first year was very much just because I paid for all that with the proceeds from the sale of a flat in London that I had. And it was very quick traveling. This year's been very different. So last year, 2017, I was in, I think, 25 countries. This year it's only been about 7. So Japan, Thailand, Mexico, Colombia, Cuba. No, it's 5 countries. That's it this year. I think I was adding in China and Hong Kong, so I stopped at the airports. But by the end of this year, yeah, there'll be United States of America, UK, and Czech Republic. That'll be this year, so that'll be 8 this year. That's it. Next year will be a lot more. That's the plan. It would. Okay, if you could change something from Mexico, what would you change? Dog poo, especially in Mexico City. I tread in dog poo every day. It would be great if people could pick up their dog excrement and throw it away. That sounds stupid, but it's true. Mexican men, sometimes they can be quite abrupt and rude compared to women. Not totally, not everyone, but there are some that I find that, I don't know, it's a bit like English men. English men can be a bit rude and abrupt. Not rude, but a bit abrupt when they speak to people. Yeah, that's that one. Bus travel, it would be great if that was simpler. There really isn't many negatives. I was thinking of doing a video about negatives of Mexico, but I honestly couldn't think of that much to put in the video. And probably if I did a video like that, everyone would unsubscribe without actually watching the video, which is what most people do. Alan, I'm not telling you where I'm going in the States. It's a surprise. It'll be revealed in the video. I think I did actually mention it before, but I'm just pretending I didn't. Yes, it's only for a couple of days when I go back to London. What else would I change about Mexico? What would you all change about Mexico? Even if you're Mexican. The thing I wouldn't change is the food. I've never been in a country where I absolutely fall in love with the food. This week I've eaten so much. I've had chalupas twice. I've had quesadillas 3 times. Semitas, mole poblano. It's just getting ridiculous. I said on Instagram yesterday that I feel like my blood has been replaced with mole or something. But that's a good thing. Yes. Oh, Manuel, that's an interesting question. What was my life like before you started travelling? So I guess I've always travelled. My first trip was in 2001 to Australia, Thailand. I did the typical Southeast Asia, East Coast of Australia, backpacker teenager thing. I spent 3 months in New Zealand, lived in a van with 2 girls. That was fun. Then my first solo trip was in 2006 to the Canadian Rockies, Hawaii, various places in Europe, Singapore many times, and life before in terms of what I did. So I worked for Tesco. Have you heard of Tesco? It's a large supermarket in the UK. I was human resources manager with them. And I owned a flat in West London, which I sold, which is why I started doing this in the first place. How I started doing it in the first place. Yeah, life was pretty boring, to be honest. I didn't like being stuck in one place. It was restrictive, I guess. And I'd always said that I wanted to do something like this, but it was just never the right time. A lot of people say, oh, you're so brave and courageous for doing it, but I don't see it like that, because I think a lot of times in life, some things happen, or you get round to a point where it's the right time to do something, so it doesn't feel like it's bravery, it just feels natural, like a gut instinct. Do you know what I mean by that? Okay? Let me know. Oh, you've never seen snow, Alan? Oh my God. Was a joke because once never... okay. Or do you mean other people haven't seen snow? I hate snow. It's the worst. And in the UK, it's stupid, because these days... Well, when I was at school, when it snowed, you just went to school. When there was a hurricane, you went to school. But nowadays, the slightest bit of snow on the ground, everyone closes the schools, people don't go to work. It's stupid. How do people cope in the north of Canada or Russia? They cope. Why don't they cope in the UK? It drives me crazy. Gary Durand, one day maybe take a video tour of little neighbourhoods, farms just outside of the towns you visit. Yeah, I could do. That would probably have to wait until I get back to Mexico next year, which is likely going to happen. Realistically, I think after 6 months, beginning of next year, travelling, I will be exhausted, and I want to come back here. I don't even want to leave, but at the same time, I want to go to so many other places as well. Don't stop watching just because I leave Mexico, okay? There will be loads from Russia, India. If anyone's interested in teaching online and being a digital nomad, I'm going to be doing some more videos about that, by the way. So the one the other day, people thought it was just me talking in front of a laptop, but I actually went out about 3 minutes into the video to give some digital nomad advice, things that I've learned. Right, let's catch up. Liz, love CDMX, so much to do. Is it your favourite place in Mexico? A lot of people ask me that question, and the answer is yes. Purely because I feel very at home here. There's so much variety compared to any other city I've been to in the world. I could live here forever. I feel very safe, even in Doc Torres. Yeah, and I think, to be honest, Guadalajara, I wasn't there for long enough to judge, but I would have probably felt similar about Guadalajara if I was there for longer. I've spent Mexico. That's 2 months in Mexico City the first time, and now it's been a month again. So, over a month now. Time is going so fast. I like Puebla as well. I do like Puebla. It feels very homely as well. But I don't think I could stay there for a long period. There's just not enough to keep me occupied, I don't think. Oh God, so many questions. But where else do I like in Mexico? I really liked Merida. It was the hottest place I've ever been in my life. Crazy hot. Yeah, I like that area. The food in Merida is amazing. Okay. Oh my God, let me catch up. Oh God, I've got an English lesson in a couple of hours, so I can't go on for too long. Daniel, politics and cartels. We are good people, but we do whatever to survive. That's an excellent point. That's a brilliant point. Yeah, because firstly, politics. Before Independence Day, I didn't know much about Mexicans' views of the current president, which I read about just before that video, but I chose not to talk about it in the video because I didn't want to cause any arguments between people in comments. You know, politics is always very divisive. That's a great word, divisive. It divides people. If you're an English learner, by the way. Cartels, yeah. So that's one thing I didn't realize about Guanajuato is that there's apparently it's an area well known for cartels currently. It's one thing that I've never really seen in Mexico in comparison to Colombia. So in Medellin particularly, I didn't really see drug dealers, but I saw people doing cocaine quite what's the word, openly on the street, things like that. You could clearly see there was an issue with that in Medellin, but Mexico City, I don't see that. I understand it's more further out. I might be wrong, please correct me. But yeah, there's obviously still an influence from cartels in Mexico, which yeah is a big negative because of the effect it has on the locals, people that and I guess also people that have drug problems as well. It doesn't help. And but yeah, you have to do whatever you have to do to survive, and that's one thing I learned in Colombia. Well, I knew it already, but you know, I experienced that in Colombia with the amount of Venezuelans that were coming into Colombia. They couldn't get a proper job because they weren't there legally. The money that they earn from the jobs they have is nothing. And a lot of them have to get involved in drugs, prostitution, webcam, you know, going on a webcam to earn money. That was interesting. Yeah, so you do have to do whatever you have to do to survive. We've got 26 people on here now. Everyone comes on here really late. 28 now. So you missed 45 minutes, people. If you don't want to miss these in future, you have to make sure you click the little bell when you subscribe, okay? And then you get a notification. And when I do these live streams, like a day before, I put them on YouTube, and you can click a reminder so that again you get a notification. Okay, Manuel, I don't buy that often though. Aldi is my best mate. Buy where? What do you mean? I'm probably back in the chat here. I don't know what's going on. Oh, Tesco. Okay, sorry. Yeah, Aldi. Yeah, when I was skint in London, when I went through a phase where I really had no money and had major problems, there was an Aldi over the road from where I lived. All of my meals were bought there. Gaspar, hi. Gaspar, good morning. How are you doing? Hector. Hello, Hector. Hello, man. How's it going? Thank you for all the comments, by the way. When are you visiting Monterrey? I don't know. So this was something I was thinking about the other day, because I've had mixed comments about Monterrey. Some people say that it's awful and there's no point going there. It's too industrial. But I like that. I like something like that, and it's not popular with tourists. But I said I'm not a tourist. I travel full time. And I really like going to places that people don't think are popular, or places that people have potential. Places that people think have potential. That's it. For example, when I went to Kyrgyzstan, no one goes to Kyrgyzstan, but those videos are done really well because it's an area it's an untapped market on YouTube. And I don't see many videos about Monterrey. So potentially I might go. So after Day of the Dead and the Formula One, I'm going to Tasco for a couple of days. I might do like a short couple of days to Monterrey, or I might fly when I leave Mexico. I might go from Mexico City to Monterrey. What's the word? Waffling now, and then fly to America, United States, New York. Oh shit! I just told everyone. Yeah, I'm going to New York. Bollocks. Okay, that's not a secret anymore. Don't tell anyone. Yeah, so Monterrey to New York. I might do that. We'll see. I can't believe I just told everyone. Oh, never mind. When are you... Oh, I've done that bit. Manuel, okay, what is the main change you've noticed in yourself or friends and family have? I think more mellow, I think. More relaxed. I think I notice people a lot more in terms of the struggles that people face in life, and about being more humble and appreciative of things we have. That's probably the biggest change, and that came from Cuba. No matter what happens this year, those 5 days in 7 days in Cuba was the best time of this year because it completely changed me. Yeah, Manuel, I have told everyone where I'm going. Revelation. It's not exactly shocking. You know, going back to the UK, where am I going to stop halfway there? It's going to be New York. Because there's lots of cheap flights that go from New York. Not with Primera Air anymore, because they're gone. They've gone bust. Don't fly with them. Oh, classic. Yes, hilarious. Never mind. It's all good. Maybe I'll think of another secret destination. Yeah, but hopefully other people won't get 47 minutes into this live stream if they're watching it later, so they won't know. This is a secret gang. You all know. Yeah, I think that's the main change, I think. Nice carrot colour. It's not carrot colour. This is carrot colour. Yeah. I'm going to dye it again soon because I'm sick of this stupid colour. Liz, I work in HR too. You can really get burned out. Yes, exactly. Much more exciting to travel the world. So I did a lot with recruitment, developing people to become managers, right to work. If there's anything about visas or right to work in the UK, I know it. But it was, I guess, with retail, because a lot of the time I had to do other things like duty management and looking after the whole store and things. So a lot of the time I didn't get to do my own job, which was really frustrating. Timoteo, buenos dias, amigo. ¿Cómo estás? How's it going? Yeah, I wouldn't go back to that life, that job. Okay, someone's just asked a good question. R Renteria R. Oh my God, everyone's asking questions now. 1 second. Have you met other? Have I been to other countries in Latin America? I think I've seen a video of you in Colombia. Yes, I have. So that's the thing. People don't watch other videos from other countries. I would love it if people would be interested in me rather than the place. I've said it before. But never mind. I'm over it. But yeah, so I was in Colombia for 2.5 months. I didn't do many videos there because I had a lot of things going on. I wanted to take a break. I just did a couple there. But yeah, so pre-YouTube, I've been to a lot of Latin American countries. So Guatemala, Belize in 2010. I mentioned that in a video in Uxmal, and there were some pictures in that video. So look up that video. Where else? Brazil, Argentina, Chile, Bolivia, Peru, Ecuador I have been to, and Easter Island as well. But that, again, that was pre-YouTube. It was about 10 years ago. So Ecuador, I was in Quito, Baños. Peru, I was in Lima. I went to Cusco, Machu Picchu. Puno. Bolivia, I went to La Paz, Uyuni, Chile, I was only in Santiago, and then I went to Easter Island and back. Argentina was only Buenos Aires, and Brazil was Sao Paulo and Rio. But all of that was over 6 weeks. So it wasn't like a long thing. It was just 6 weeks off work when I had an actual job. Yeah. I would like to see more of Central America, Panama, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, El Salvador. What's the other one? Honduras. But I think that's for another time. I've spent so much time in this part of the world this year. As much as I love Mexico City, I want to go back to Asia. There's something I miss about Asia. Okay, I'll come back to that in a second. Emily, hola, buen dia. Ever been, Arturo, hello, ever been to Ciudad Universitaria? No. So, do you mean UNAM? That is something on my list for the rest of this month. I haven't really been to that part of Mexico City. So that's the plan. Yes. Gerson, greetings. Gary, you're fun and what to watch and listen to. Thank you, Gary. Awesome. Jose, good morning, David. I've never been in Guadalajara. Thanks to people like you, we get to know them through your camera lens or my phone. We watch your videos and you have a different style than the others. That's interesting. What do you mean by that? What do you mean about different style? It's Yunnan, yes. So a lot of people will be like this, walking along with their face like that. Shaky cam really frustrates me. A lot of people with YouTube are overly positive about everything. They're dishonest. They pretend that everything is amazing. As you saw from the Guanajuato video, the travel day one, you'll see that I don't always say that. There's one in Oaxaca where I had a really bad day. Well, no, it wasn't so much a bad day, but I was just highlighting that travel was boring sometimes, which people completely misunderstood and thought I was slagging off Oaxaca. Facepalm. And there's been a couple of others as well where I've been miserable, where I've been moody. If I was being happy every day, I would be fake. I'm not fake. Timoteo, have I decided where to go for Dia de Muertos? Probably. I think I'm just staying in Mexico City, to be honest, because I have the Formula One the weekend before. I won't have time to go anywhere else. Well, that weekend, actually. It's the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I thought about going to Morelia. Friend of mine is going there. There's another place as well that someone else is going, but all the accommodation is booked. So I'm thinking of just staying here, to be honest. I'm sure there's plenty going on in Mexico City. And I'm so tired from the last couple of weeks, I don't want to travel anywhere at the moment. I'm staying here until early November. Alejandro, good morning. Buenos dias. What are you up to today? Gaspar, Argentina, Chile, Ecuador, Bolivia, and Peru are trash. That's harsh. Yeah, Bolivia is I wouldn't say it's trash, but it's there's lots of issues there, I think. But I enjoyed Bolivia. Lots of stressful traveling because it was so quick what I was doing. I think that's where I get the rushed thing from, because I always do quite quick trips. Okay, Manuel, so I can go to Yunnan before the Day of the Dead. They normally have an impressive display of ofrenda. What is an ofrenda? Please tell me. I don't know that word. Lovely. Cool. Meanwhile, so yeah, I said about Guadalajara. I really like Guadalajara. Guanajuato. I'm going to upset people when I say this. I wouldn't go back there. Even though it was very pretty and beautiful and lovely. It didn't blow me away, but I think because of the tourist aspect, too many tourists. Yeah, very colourful, lovely. The food was awful. I'm being honest. with the exception of one place I went for some quesadillas. Obviously, I wasn't there for long, so you know I probably didn't get a chance to experience a lot of food. But yeah, I wouldn't go back there. A lot of people said I should go back to Guanajuato, but it's too touristy, too many people, and it's too expensive because of the tourist aspect. And oh my god, the Mummy Museum, which I didn't put in the video because the lighting was so bad. It was no point in putting it in there. The bit at the end with there's like coffins with mummies in and a seat with a mummy sitting on it, and people taking photos with the mummies. What? It just made me want to kill myself. I had to get out of there. Once I saw that, I was like, that's it. Firstly, highly inappropriate. Taking photos with mummies, but also, why? It's stupid. It drives me up the wall, but yeah, I wouldn't go back there, definitely not. As everyone unsubscribes for slagging off Guanajuato. Tlaquepaque, I forgot to mention Tlaquepaque. I love Tlaquepaque. I wish, I want to go back there. So that's one place that potentially I might look at staying for longer. There was just something about it. I really liked it. Food, amazing. Just the general atmosphere and feeling in Tlaquepaque. Obviously very close to actual Guadalajara, so it's city life as well. So I think it's a good compromise. Oh, someone's making lots of noise out there. Oh, it's an altar. Yes, of Frienders. Thank you, Timothy. I read that last night. How stupid am I? Because I was reading about it yesterday when I got back here. Okay. So the week before. Okay, I'll go maybe the week before. Perhaps there'll be something. I need to do some research about UNAM because there seems to be a lot happening. Okay, and where did I go to after that? Puebla, yeah, back in Puebla. Food, amazing food. What else? Just again, it's quite touristy. I've got the hiccup. Sorry, it's quite touristy, but not as touristy as Guanajuato, I think. Yeah, and like I said earlier, Puebla's very much homely. Cool. And Atlixco, I was literally there for a few hours. So if you said about quick videos and rushed videos, Atlixco is ridiculously quick because I only had a few hours to be there. So I had to literally run around like a madman and then climb up a hill to see Popocatépetl, which I couldn't see because it was cloudy. But I then saw it on the way back. Check out my Instagram to see the photos. They're awesome. Okay, ofrenda is the name for the colourful set we prepare to remember our relatives, sometimes pets that passed. Oh, okay. We put photos, flowers, toys, and food, or whatever they use. Oh, that's awesome. So it's like some kind of commemorative thing to remember your relatives and pets. I like the pets things. Pets thing. That's one thing I noticed about Mexico is that pets are really prominent in people's lives, particularly dogs. And I think when I read about the earthquake last year, there was a lot of focus on either animals that were rescued or dogs that were actually helping with the rescue. So there seems to be a lot of focus on dogs in Mexico, more so than in other countries. Okay, I love Guanajuato, but you're right and everything about everything you said. I used to go to J7 Nero. Yeah, someone else mentioned that. But yeah, I won't be going. If you can visit Querétaro, Morelia, yeah, I don't know if I'll have time. I think the next time I'm here, next year, I will be going to Tasco next month, early next month. Someone said to me that when you think of Chichen Itza and Uxmal, you think of Guanajuato and Tasco. So one of them's really touristy, one of them's not. So I preferred Uxmal to Chichen Itza. Chichen Itza was awful because of the tourists, but Uxmal was lovely. Quiet, you could explore. wasn't destroyed by tourism. Yeah, just watch Coco. Okay, I'll do that. I'll look that up later. Yeah, and to be honest, I can't afford to be constantly traveling around different cities in Mexico. I do English lessons 3 or 4 days a week. So if I do go to a place, it would be for 3 days because I have to be teaching again. So tomorrow I have 8 lessons. Tuesday I have 7. So there'll be no filming, no editing. I have 3 lessons later today, so I'll have some time to edit videos today. Edit the video, the one that I did yesterday. Dogs are the best pets. My cat is looking at me weird now. I hate dogs. I love cats. I'm a cat person. Purely because cats are very much like me. They're very independent. They're quite selfish. They're quite aloof. They don't need anyone else to care for them. Whereas dogs are like babies. They constantly need care all the time. Plus they smell and they poo everywhere. I don't understand why people have dogs. Cats can be an equally as good companion as dogs. Cats are the best. Timoteo, do you profess some religion? No, I'm an atheist. I do not believe in God of any kind. I believe in science and evidence and proof. I have very controversial opinions on religion. I don't know whether to talk about them now. You'll probably kill me. I think there's a difference between religion and faith. I understand faith because I think having faith can help you through difficult times. I think that's why a lot of people have faith. I have faith in myself. I don't feel like I need a religion to I can't think of the word. I think religion is very outdated. A lot of this comes from so I'm half Polish. My grandparents were Polish. Strict, and like a lot of Polish people, strict Catholics. I went to a Catholic school in the UK. I didn't want to because I never believed in God. And because of that experience with particularly my grandmother, she's not alive anymore. She was very inappropriate about some of the things she used to say. I had no respect for her at all, just to clarify. And so because of that, I was very much atheist. I've always been atheist. Spicy for trunks. That's an interesting name. I need some new trunks. I actually have some underwear that I left the UK with 2 years ago that is still tracking, or whatever the word is. Oh, hi Laura, how's it going? Are you my latest Patreon? Just to clarify, just in case there's 2 people with the same name. There probably isn't. Yeah, so yeah, you are. Thank you, Laura. Awesome. So Laura would have seen the photos from Popocatépetl, the erupting volcano, because I put it on my Patreon page yesterday. So yeah, that's one of the things you get. Sometimes I do updates about where I'm going before I tell anyone else. For example, I add you on Facebook. Laura, I need to add you on Facebook. I think I've added you on Instagram. Send me your details if you want me to add you on Facebook. Whatever. And also this month I'm doing a Patreon only video. So I'm going to do one a month. I need to think about that, about exactly what I'm going to do. So you'll only be able to see it if you're a Patreon. Okay? Patreon, if you don't know, is a way that YouTubers use. So Kinetic Kennons, for example, have many Patreons. And it's a way of donating or helping your favourite YouTubers continue what they're doing. Obviously, I earn money from teaching English, from YouTube. I'm doing a sponsored video with them once a month. Other things like that. But Patreon is just another way of helping me out, if you like, to continue to do videos. And it's good because a lot of patrons I've built up relationships with, which is great. So people like Cynthie, Hidhir, Kieran, we talk all the time. You know, just like we're mates. You know, so that for me, that's a lot of Patreon people do specific rewards, but I think for me that's what it's more about. It's about building a relationship with people that watch your videos and that support you. So yeah, consider joining. It's in the link in the description of all of my videos. Okay, let me just catch up. Oh my god, it's an hour 5 minutes already. What is the time? Yeah, what is the time in Mexico? Oh, thank you, Alan. It's 11:01. Lovely. I have an English lesson at 1 o'clock, so it's okay. I haven't eaten yet, by the way. I need to have a fried egg sandwich. I'm hoping the bread that I bought 2 weeks ago is still okay. Fingers crossed. Oh, let me go back on the chat. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, atheist, lovely. Someone let him out of the bag. Yeah, you're going crazy, Manuel, I think. Spicy for Trunks, where are you? I thought you just told me. Was it Florida? Yes, it is. Popo, yes. Zoltan, you're late. Awful. I'm fine, thank you, Zoltan. How are you today? Ave Maria, hello. How's it going? So in the descriptions of my videos, normally there's a bit specific about the video that I type. Then I copy and paste a whole section from all my other videos. So it's like, thank you for watching, blah, blah, blah. Please look at these links. So there's one for Airbnb. So if you sign up to Airbnb and then actually book with Airbnb, you get money off. I think 25 British pounds. It's a lot of money. And I get then £15 credit. So that really helps me towards booking accommodation. So you don't have to spend anything. It's while you're going on holiday. Okay, under which name? So it's still under First World Traveller, under the old one. So patreon.com/First World Traveller. But the correct link, I'll try and copy and paste it now. Yeah, there's Airbnb, there's a booking.com one as well, there's Patreon, there's an Italki link as well. So if you're looking to learn a language, you can sign up using that link to Italki and you get $10 credit towards your first lesson with a native speaker. Like me, it's not necessarily a lesson with me, and it can be any language, it can be with any teacher. So consider having a look at that because it's useful, and that link comes from my partnership with Italki, which if I don't do a video mentioning them soon, they will cancel it. So I must do that this week. Unfortunately, the lighting is awful in this room. I'm just trying to find the link. Yeah, I think it's First World Traveller. There we go. Unfortunately, I can't change the URL. So First World Traveller is still a thing in some areas. Okay, I will try and copy the link. I don't know if it will work. Oh, it does! Amazing! Ta-da! It worked. Yeah, so it's if you do want to join, you don't have to. It's just a thing that most YouTubers have. My videos will always be free, with the exception of the Patreon only one. That's just like a little perk. It's for as little as $1 a month. So just imagine, I said this before a long time ago. So there's 7,300 subscribers. Imagine if everyone donated $1 a month. Imagine the things I could do, the places I could stay. That's never going to happen, but you know what I mean. Awesome. Alejandro, don't change, bro. Love your honesty and totally get your sarcasm, humour, and definitely your travel frustrations. I'm a new subscriber and still catching up on your videos. Awesome. Hello, Alejandro. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of people don't understand sarcasm. British humour is a different thing completely to US humour. Everyone thinks I'm being serious when I'm not. Yeah, Alejandro, yeah, check the old Mexico videos. Are you from Mexico? Lots of videos from Japan, Kyrgyzstan, China. There's only a couple from China, actually. Italy. I can't even remember where I've been. There's about 40 from Japan, but they're not very good. So that was like a year ago. My editing was awful. Yes. Gaspar, why in London have a horrible food? Did I say that once? Yeah, the food in London is awful. I'm talking about like convenience and supermarkets, which I guess is exactly the same in the States as well, if not worse. But there's so much processed food in the UK. And when I went back there last year, I was there for about 3 weeks. This time last year, I was in London. And oh, thank you, Ave Maria, new Patreon. Yes. Yeah, write a little message on there with your Instagram or whatever, or whatever. I can add you on there, on Facebook, whatever. Awesome. Yeah, what was I saying? Food in the UK, yes, it's very processed. And when I went back there, I was just walking around a supermarket one day and I could smell the fat in the air. It was awful, and I can understand why everyone is so obese in the UK. I used to be fat in the UK. Not fat, but bigger than this. And what was I going to say? Yeah, there is some food in the UK that is good. So particularly London is a great place for multicultural, diverse food. A lot of Jamaican influence in South London, Indian, Pakistani in the west and east, and the north is more Jewish. Yes. What was I going to say? My brain's gone. And yeah, a lot of great street food in places like Camden. Pubs, typical English pubs do great food, like a roast dinner, which I'm doing a video about when I get back there, by the way. British food that I've missed since I've been gone. So I know people are going to say fish and chips, but I never eat fish and chips. Probably maybe once a year I have fish and chips in the UK. It's not something that you have every day. I don't drink tea. I've never drunk tea. I don't like it. I don't like hot drinks. I don't like Harry Potter, and I don't like the Queen. The Queen, don't get me started on her. Yeah, so food in the UK, not great. That's just my opinion. Carlos, okay, that's a brilliant question. Hey, amigo, how long are you going to be travelling around before going back to England? I'm not going back to England, as in full time. I'm going back there in a month, but just to get a visa for Russia and see my family for Christmas. Then I will be gone. But I don't ever plan on going back to the UK full time. Shocker. I do not want to be stuck in one place. I don't like the UK. There's a lot of issues with politics, violence, crime, drugs. A lot of people don't think that. They think it's all about Big Ben and Buckingham Palace. Pfft, whatever. Head out of central London, you're likely to be stabbed. Drugs are very easy to get, much easier than Mexico or Colombia. That's a shocking thing to say, but it's true. And in terms of politics, the government don't look after the people. They're more focused on pandering to immigrants, illegal immigrants, I might add. Let me just calm down, because when I get on talking about that, yes, I'm not going back to England to live ever. I don't intend on doing that. So I would love it if this channel got to a point where it had 50,000 subscribers and I could earn enough every month from this to just do this and not do teaching anymore. As much as I like doing that, it would allow me to do more if I wasn't having to teach. So continue to share videos, like videos. I want to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I don't think it will happen. Realistically, it won't. Probably 9,000 something, but yeah, unless YouTube decides to randomly recommend one of my videos, it's not going to happen. Okay, lots of interesting questions coming at 1 hour 14 minutes. Okay, Zoltan, I know you are not really into going to China, but you really have to give China a shot. Went there for 2 months. I like China. I went to China. I was in Shanghai for a week last year. But again, visa. it's expensive for me to get a visa for China. I find Chinese people to be very rude, not in all places, but I think a lot of it is because of teaching English. I specifically say on my profile that I do not accept lesson requests from China. I do not accept lesson requests from parents expecting me to teach their children. And even though I put that on my profile, I still get countless lesson requests for people who book lessons and then never come to the lesson. So that's why I scrapped China from my plan. Alejandro, yeah, from Mexico City, but living in Tijuana, working in San Diego. If you ever travel here, thank you, Alexandra. Consider me a new friend. I've been to Tijuana and San Diego in 2005. That was the first time I went to Mexico, but for 2 hours. I just crossed the border with 2 friends, had some quesadillas and left again because they didn't like it. Then fast forward 13 years later, and look what I'm doing. Yeah, I would like to come back to Tijuana. I think it gets a lot of bad press for immigrants. Availability of medication that's not available in the UK, in the US. Yeah, have I ever tried Yorkshire Pud wrap with Sunday roast dinner inside? No, but I do have, when I'm in the UK, I do get like a big Yorkshire pudding, like a deep one, where you can just put everything in. So roast beef, gravy, oh my God, gravy. I can't wait to eat gravy again. Proper dark brown gravy with roast dinner in a pub. That is one thing I'm looking forward to, getting back to the UK. Yeah, peas, sweet corn, beef. I don't like potatoes. That's pretty much all I have in it, but that's the best. Yorkshire puddings are ultimate. That's interesting about China. Okay, we'll come on to that. Actually, we'll come on to that now. Yeah, Shanghai is China. It's in China. Yeah, it's a big city, but it's in China. But yeah, I know what you mean. But China's a big country. There's lots of different areas, especially as you go up towards Mongolia, Kyrgyzstan, etc. Very different. But it's somewhere that hasn't really attracted me. I like big cities like Hong Kong, Shanghai. Maybe something for the future, I don't know. Just my experience, Chinese people in comparison to Korean and Japanese, completely different. I think the word I would say would be annoying in China, and lack of respect for foreigners, I think, despite me showing them respect. I was very positive in my Shanghai videos. I loved Shanghai. Okay, Eileen, why don't you like the Queen? I'm from America. I don't understand why. That is an awesome question, Eileen. Thank you. Apologies if I'm saying your name wrong. Right, where do I start? Despite the royal family bringing in a lot of money to the UK economy, which is great in terms of tourism, it's very popular with tourists and foreigners. For British people, it's kind of a divide. There's royalists, people that are usually older people that are more into the royal family. But I think ever since the whole Princess Diana thing, and the fact that it was never genuine with Prince Charles, he was always with Camilla. And the Queen is old-fashioned, overpowering, unnecessarily. Everyone's stopped me watching now. I'm talking about the Queen. Personally, I think her and Prince Philip had something to do with the death of Princess Diana. Yeah, so I have no respect for the royal family, except maybe William and Harry. I think they are awesome. But the rest of them, not bothered. As soon as they, I think the Queen should abdicate, and Prince Charles, and let William and Harry take over. Yeah, a lot of people think everyone in the UK speaks like the Queen, but no one speaks like the Queen in the UK. They all speak like this, you know. Yes, Manuel, unnecessarily spent money. What do you mean? Did I say something about money? I'm not sure what you mean. In China, they eat rats, scorpions, and cats. I ate a scorpion in Thailand. And in Mexico City. I haven't done it yet. There's a market that I'm going to go to to have a scorpion. I've never seen anyone eating a rat or a cat. Dogs, yeah. Human embryos, yes. But not dogs, not cats. Would I eat a dog? Yes. It's no different from any other kind of meat. That was controversial. Would I eat a cat? Yeah. I probably wouldn't because I like cats. But I would have no problem with someone eating a cat because it's meat, just the same as a chicken. Just like horse, you know, Kyrgyzstan, horse is commonly eaten in Central Asia. Whereas in the UK, it's extremely controversial. You can't eat horse. Yeah, Manuel, do you mean? What did I say about unnecessarily? I can't remember. So a lot of money comes into the UK from the royal family in terms of tourism, which is great. But yeah, there's something about her I just don't like. She comes across as this nice little old lady, but I think she's evil. She's this demon inside. She's capable of anything. Yes. Anyway, enough about the Queen. I'm going to go in a minute because my voice is going and I need to save my voice for English lessons. So coming up, Santa Fe video will likely be this week. There's a sponsored video that I said about that I do with Italki. I am going to do a series of videos as well about English lessons and what English lessons look like with Italki, because a lot of people have requested that, people that are more focused on the digital nomad side and not just Mexico. UNAM, the scorpion thing I said about, and various other things. So I basically got the rest of the month, then the Grand Prix at the end of the month, Day of the Dead, Taxco, possibly Monterrey, and then I'll be going to New York. So that's busy couple of months coming up before I'm eating Yorkshire puddings in London. Manuel, how do you like Mexican street noise? Noise? Like the tamales seller or gas? I'm not sure what you mean. Do you mean as in people shouting on the street? Yeah, no problem. Yes, insects in China. Did I eat any insects in China? Oh, you know what I had in... No, that was in Taiwan. There's a video of this when I was in Taipei. I drank snake blood. And I was going to have snake soup. But I didn't. But the snake blood, it was weird. It tasted like an alcoholic drink with a slight twang of blood. Beautiful. I had a scorpion in Bangkok. Lovely. Cows. Yes, they are. And elephants in India. I will be going to India, by the way. Did I say that? Yeah, so in about probably March. 6 weeks in India. That's going to be massive. I haven't done any planning whatsoever. So I've got to do that. Awesome. Has anyone got any last questions before I go? Because I need the toilet, I need an egg sandwich, and I need to see if my bank cards have arrived from the UK. Everyone cross their fingers, because I have had no bank cards for the last 2 months. And they might be downstairs in the office bit. Yes, lovely. Thank you for coming on, everyone, on this wonderful Sunday. Lovely. Thank you, Ave Maria, for becoming a new Patreon. Hang on a minute. You should visit... Oh, Timoteo. You should visit Winston Churchill's restaurant. I heard about that. Let me Google it. I'll see what I can do. Laura... yes, exactly, Laura. India is massive. 6 weeks is not enough. But I believe 6 weeks is the longest I can get in terms of a visa. So potentially I could always fly, if I wanted to spend longer there, I could just fly to Sri Lanka and back to India possibly. But the other thing about India that I need to think about is Wi-Fi. So I need to still be teaching English while I'm in India. I've seen on other channels the Wi-Fi is disastrous. I did see about like a portable Wi-Fi thing. Potentially, I need to do a bit more investigation because I can't afford to be in India not working for 6 weeks. Yeah, Wi-Fi is awful. But then again, some places in Mexico have been diabolical, like lower than 1.0 on the upload thing. In Oaxaca, in Guadalajara, it was disastrous as well. But it still worked fine, strangely, Skype. Yeah, so I've messaged someone on Instagram. It's like a company that I'm trying to work with them, basically give me a free one and I'll promote them on my channel, the Wi-Fi thingy bobs. So if anyone has been to India, Laura, have you been there? Yeah, I'm assuming you have been from what you said. Yeah, did you do anything like that with Wi-Fi? When do you go back to Mexico? I'm in Mexico. What are you talking about? Do you mean next year? If you mean that, yeah. So, right. So the plan for next year: the Baltics, Russia, India, Philippines, possibly back to Japan. Then more than likely, yeah. So probably about middle of next year. So I think by then, because even now, I would quite happily just stay in Mexico City long term for the whole 6 months of my allowance to be in the country. But I still want to do a lot more traveling, and there's a lot more audiences I want to try and capture, like India and the Philippines, which YouTube is very popular with. And I want to see a bit of Europe again. I want to see Asia again. So potentially, yeah, middle of next year until Christmas, the back half of next year, back in Mexico City, or Mexico in general. We'll see what happens. I might fall in love with someone else. Someone else? Somewhere else. You never know. The budgeteers. Okay, awesome. I will ask them. Awesome. Yeah, okay, let's just go through these last few bits. Mexico can be noisy, so wonder if you find that funny. It doesn't bug me. I'm used to noise. I'm used to staying in noisy areas of cities. Hi Dave, I just discovered your channel a few weeks ago. Love it. It's a shame people couldn't discover it 2 years ago when I started. It's hilarious. Where are you from, Dave? That sounds a very British name. Trotter. Laura, brilliant. That's fantastic. I will. It would be great to have a chat about your experience with India once I start doing a bit of planning. I've looked at some itineraries. You know, the typical routes that people do through India, but again, like I said, the Wi-Fi thing, I need to do a bit more research about that and see what happens. Or alternatively, I could just not do any YouTube for a month as of now and do so many YouTube English lessons and save up money. I won't do that. Okay. Oh, Davey from Chicago. It sounds a very British name, Dave Trotter, because Trotter is from. Oh no, that's Trigger. I'm thinking Only Fools and Horses, the UK TV show. Trigger, not Trotter. Oh, awesome. So, Dave, you are starting teaching English. I can't even get my English out today. Yeah, Italki. One thing about Italki at the moment, though, just to let you know, is that some people have said to me that they're being refused, their applications are being refused, not because of them, because of their, it's because there's too much supply at the moment of teachers at Italki. But the last person that told me that was about 2 months ago, so potentially it might have changed. Dave, just on that, I'm planning on doing a series of videos about what I do basically in terms of lessons, in terms of trial lessons, needs analysis, what I do in lessons from conversation based to IELTS preparation to pronunciation, that kind of thing. Obviously, it's not going to be something that people that have subscribed because of the Mexico videos are going to be interested in. But as I said before, this channel is about the whole process of working online and traveling, not just about the location. Okay, so those videos will be coming. I'm planning on doing those. I think they'll be useful because I think when people think of teachers, online teachers, they think of sitting there with a textbook and, you know, this is how you do the past tense. But no, people don't use Italki for that. They do that at school or university. They can, and they don't have any practice with speaking, which is why they use Italki. So I think it would be a good idea to sit down and do those videos. I need to sit down and plan them first of all. So yeah, maybe in a couple of weeks that might be something like 5 videos, like a 5-video series over a week, perhaps. I think it would be useful because my other videos have been quite useful to people in the comments. Particularly the one I did about the top 10 tips. Awesome. So yeah, thank you for joining everyone. This is a record breaker. This is the longest live stream I've ever done by about 7 minutes. Awesome. There probably won't be one next week. Probably one before Day of the Dead and the Formula One, I think. Maybe 2 weeks' time. A Jehovah's Witness just rang the bell. They are the worst. Nightmare. Did they give you a copy of The Watchtower? Classic. Awesome, Liz. Interested in Italki. Lovely. Brilliant. Yeah, Dave, keep an if you click the little bell next to the subscribe button, you get notifications when I upload videos or do a live stream. So the next video is Atlixco. I will try and get it done today, but I have one English lesson in an hour and a half, and I have 2 later on at 5 o'clock. Yes, so we'll see what happens. Because it won't be tomorrow or Tuesday because I have so many lessons. Awesome. Thanks for joining, everyone. Have a lovely weekend. It's been awesome as always. Thank you very much. I'm going to go and enjoy my egg sandwich now. How do I hang up this? Oh, there we go. Goodbye, everyone.